Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is another request, this time for Phil. Thank you so much for that. For anyone that wants to request any type of movie review, re-review, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in info box, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. So, thank you for your patience. And this is for Terrified, a 2017 film. Most say 2018, but IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, they all say 2017, so I'll just say it there for the sake of argument. Because at this point, I don't really care. Now, apparently when this film came out, it got a lot of praise, hype. I don't really get it watching it. I'm like, this seems like any other supernatural shenanigans playing movie. I mean, it just, like I said, I don't really get what was so special about this. It got so much praise. I found the film, for the most part, not that interesting. That the story was very basic and typical. The characters, fairly underwritten. I mean, I didn't really care about the characters one way or the other. And the movie, it's weird because the movie's like an anthology, but it's not an anthology. Thankfully, it's only 80 to 90 minutes, but still, when I say that, it'll start off without giving spoilers at first. You have a guy and his wife. Some stuff happens, then the guy talks to some authorities. Then you cut to another guy, and he's a neighbor, and then we go through his story. Something happens, and then we cut to this cop who knows these supernatural investigators, and there's something about this kid, and then we go into that. And then some stuff happens, which I'll get more detail later, and then at the end, we're right back to the first guy. So it's like an anthology, but it's not an anthology. It just felt very, I don't know if I want to say all over the place, but it didn't really have that much of a flow to it because of that. When who you think is the lead, he's in the first 15 or so minutes, and then he doesn't pop up till the end of the movie. It's a bit weird. And whether it be you have some jump scares, you have some very over-the-top music, where they're really trying to play that music as loud as it can be, I'm sitting there going, what is it about this that was so scary for people? I don't know what it is. Maybe because I feel like real life is scarier. I don't really get scary movies, and very rarely do I find a film creep me out. And nothing about this really was creepy. Some of it, honestly, some of it was laughable. Or you just shaking your head at people doing really stupid decisions. The reasoning for the supernatural stuff happening was, I want to say vague, but technically there is some explanation by the investigators, but it's like, oh, there's other dimensions and blah blah, they could come into here, and it still seems very vague. And then the ending just makes you go, really? That's it? That's the ending? So, I know that's me being very vague, but like I say, if you enjoy the film, that's fine. But when I think of supernatural stories, I mean, whether it be Malignant, The Conjuring, The Changeling, Poltergeist, even Poltergeist 2. There's just a lot of other films. I mean, the Ring remake. It's just a lot of other stuff that, to me, plays better than this. It takes place in Argentina. It's an Argentinian film. Cool. Okay. People speaking Spanish. That's fine. More spoilers for those who don't want to be spoiled. Warning. This wife, She's washing dishes and stuff, and she hears voices. She tells her husband. The husband doesn't believe her. Some time goes by. He hears this pounding. He thinks the pounding is from his neighbor, because his neighbor has a tendency to do that. Then finds out, wait a minute, this pounding isn't from the neighbor. Something else is going on. So he goes to his wife. He finds his wife in the bathroom, and the wife is floating. She's about this high up her feet. Imagine this is the floor. She's like this above it floating, and she's going back and forth like a ping pong ball. Swoom, swoom, swoom. Bloody, I'll give you that, bloody. But what made me laugh was the guy kept saying, please, I think her name was Clara, please, Clara, stop. Stop what you do. Please stop. Stop it. Please stop, Clara. Stop. I'm sitting there going, dude, do you not see that she's floating? Do you think she's doing the floating? Do you think she took the float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, literally? She's a big Muhammad Ali fan? Like, she's floating in the air. What, do you think she's Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters? Okay? She can't control it. So, but you're like, please, wife, stop. I mean, she can't listen to you, buddy. She can't do shit. And it felt like there's a lot more, like, maybe, like, get on top of her and try to, like, cushion the blow or something. But no. And then he goes to the ground. Please stop it. I'm like, you're asking her to stop when she's floating in the air. Like, do you think she's the one controlling it? So after that, he's in some asylum or psychiatric facility. Authorities are talking to him. And there's these investigators, which we'll see later. And they talk about how we think you didn't do this. There's been some other places that something like this has happened. Now, you're thinking maybe we'll see what those incidents were in a flashback, or we'll have more of the investigators talking to this guy, and maybe he'll be in our custody, but you show us what happened and where it was, but he'll be in our custody. No, it cuts to the neighbor named Walter. He's scared. He hears noises. He keeps calling. He's given the shrug off. And finally he buys a camera. He records. He sleeps. And when he wakes up, he sees the camera. And he sees that there's this bald guy, creature, looking like a bald guy, just under his bed. Come from the bed and will stare down at the guy. Then walk to the cupboard. To the closet. I should say, the closet. So he sees that. He gets a gun. He opens up the closet and there's nothing there. Now, I'm thinking, well, if this thing is under your bed and you go into a closet, maybe there's something else going. No. Instead, there's nothing in the closet. He closes it. He turns his back on it and drops the gun to look at the phone. I'd be like, if I'm going to look at the phone, maybe run to the car, or go in a corner and keep your gun out. But no, he drops the gun on the floor because he needs both hands to handle a phone. I mean, you really don't need both hands. Like, you could do it with one hand. Like, you could literally do this and like this. Well, I have the gun like this. This is what you do. You do this. I guess that's what I would do in a corner. Probably when I would live. But this guy, no. Just lo and behold, while he's doing it, the closet opens, a hand grabs the gun, and he screams, and you never see him again. Then we cut to this cop, because I guess at one point, or I think the guy, I can't remember if the neighbor dies or we just don't see it. I can't remember. Anyway, it cuts to this kid stairs. He sees something. He's out of it. He steps back, but he's not looking where he's going, and a bus hits him. So the mother, of course, is sad about it. The cop has this supernatural investigator. They talk to each other and they go to this place because the kid's body has magically left where it was, and its dead body's now sitting at the kitchen table. Now, I will say that's maybe the one image that I thought was effective. This dead body of a kid in a pose at the table. And there's talk of, well, how did he get here? Did he move here? Wait, that's been spilled. Maybe he does move, but he's not moving right now. And then when they leave, there's a point where another kid looks through the window and you see the dead body kind of go, like, move a little bit, twitch. Soon after, the cop, which, what was his name? I think it started with an F. Flores? I think like Forrest. Anyway, he and some investigators looked into his house, in this house, particular house where some supernatural stuff's going on, and his buddy is missing and then might be in this cupboard or something, and his eyes are fucked up. And then this female investigator says, don't believe what you see. But then a hand in the wall grabs her head and makes her go this towards the hole in the wall. The cop is disoriented, doesn't know what to do. The mom of that kid says that she's not going to keep her kid at that cemetery. The next time she finds that woman, she's hanging. He's upset. He goes, he gets some gas cans, goes back, burns the place down. Then sometime later, some different authorities talk to Juan, the guy from the beginning that we haven't seen in like a fucking hour. Pretty much telling him, hey, these investigators that talked to you, like, I think they said a year ago. I'm like, it's been a year? Maybe they said that before and I missed it, but I'm like, okay. Something happened to them, and this deputy is missing, and he's a suspect. And then Juan, kind of like, I already told him what I know, and this is what I could tell you. By the way, who's that guy? They look, they see nothing, but he sees, and we don't see it, but he just describes it as some burnt guy, and he's one of the investigators. And he keeps saying, he came with you. He came with you. Then it's a wide shot. A chair flips, and a chair flips towards the camera, and then the movie's over. So that's it. That's the movie. I can't tell you much about the characters other than guy loved his wife died, he's in an institution. The wife was hearing voices, then she dies. The cop, it's just describing the situations they're in, not the characters themselves. This is not a type of movie that has humor in there or comedy in there. Sometimes that can help. Doesn't mean you always need it. No, but none of that is in this, so there's nothing to comment on that. That's in other movies. Scares, there are times they try to do that jump scare, or a guy will be looking through a window, and when he's looking here, when his point of view goes this way, then there's a figure right there. So this is like stuff you would see in Insidious in the sequels, and The Conjuring in the sequels. Now, the first Conjuring I liked, the second one is there, the third one I thought was crap. Insidious 1 I only saw once or twice. I remember having some good visuals. I remember not caring about the ending, but for one, the Insidious 2 kind of fixes that, but then a lot of people didn't like the second one, and they've made a lot of them, and there's a new one the Conjuring, there's a new Conjuring coming out. I was going to say new Insidious. Well, there probably will be an Insidious spinoff coming out eventually, but most of them I have not seen, honestly. When City's the Last T and all that stuff, I didn't see that. But again, if you've seen any of them, these supernatural films, I'm not going to say this is the worst. Far from it. The acting is not bad. It's not bad at all. The images, the woman being propelled back and forth, you may get creeped out by the image. Again, I laughed at it because I could tell it was a dummy, and just the idea that this guy's like not blaming her, but it's like, please stop it. I'm like, she's not doing it, dude. You see, she's this high off the floor floating. The thing with the guy and the thing that's under his bed, I was just kind of annoyed by his stupid decisions. The investigators, there wasn't really much life to them. It was just, and then given kind of these vague explanations as to what's happening. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll take your word for it. I just don't think there was much to sink your teeth into. At least for me, it wasn't. I was just fairly bored. Again, if I looked at, in fact, I'm going to type this. I'm going to type movies like Terrified 2017. Now, I'm not saying this will be accurate, but I'm just saying what it says. If you enjoy it, you'll enjoy Hereditary, The Witch, It Follows. Which I'm like, I don't know if It Follows is like this. So, yeah, I don't know about that. Some of them are films I've never even heard of. Satan's Slaves, The Night House, Dr. Sleep was okay. Let's see, what the hell did he say? Sator? What the fuck is Sator? Yes, Sator. The Witch Window, Slumber. 32 Malazana Street, Don't Listen. Satanic Hispanics, I might have reviewed that one. That sounds familiar. Daddy's Head. It's a real movie. Daddy's Head. So if you like Terrified, you watch Daddy's Head. Okay, Lights Out I liked Lights Out. Remind me of Darkness Falls, which I like that more, but I didn't mind Lights Out for what it was. I didn't hate it. Or Host, that's a point of view like movie. I thought that sucked. So I don't know. Hey, if you love supernatural stuff, give it a look. It's for free on YouTube. It is in Spanish with subtitles. You more than likely will like it more than me. I was just bored, and the ending, I'm like, that's it? Just a fucking... This seems like there's a lot more questions than answers, and then it's just a chair, which I think was a CG chair too. I swear it was a CGI chair flipped and going towards the camera. I'm like, okay, that's an ending, I guess. But take that for what you will. With that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.